Hello lovelies, it's time for natural corrective. So you're gonna start with a clean, moisturized face. The more moisture you can put on there, the better your skin is gonna look. So if you have some kind of cream, I like to use like a first aid beauty cream, any kind of moisturizer that you can put on there first. Gonna make your foundation look really good. And what you want is this flawless kind of skin, right? So regular skin is gonna have little blotches. It might have under eye circles. If you're old, you might have wrinkles. And so what you're doing with natural corrective is trying to correct any of that and make it look like a blank canvas, okay? So you might want to start out with some primer. Primer just covers the skin and gives you that like very smooth surface to work on. So if you have a primer, that's great. I just have this very cheap Maybelline Baby Skin primer, which I really like. I feel like it gives me a nice blank canvas, like I said. And if you have like large pores or you have acne scarring or anything like that that makes your skin look uneven, then a primer might be right for you, okay? Okay, so I've smoothed it all out, all over the skin. I like to use like a primer, a serum on top of that. You can do it in any order, it's up to you. But my serum has a little bit of glitter, gloss in it, and it's going to make my skin look a little bit more dewy. And I like that because I have older skin. If you like highlighter and things like that on your skin, if you feel like it makes your skin look glowy and youthful and that's what you want, then go ahead and you can put some serum on. Serum is also, it can just be really good for your skin. And so like I was saying, the best skin is gonna look the best on stage, okay? Or on camera. All right, so once you've prepped your skin, then you're going to go ahead and choose your foundation. And your foundation can be liquid or powder. A lot of people use both, and that's fine. So I'm using a Too Faced Nude. This is a more expensive foundation. You can use whatever foundation you would like. What you're doing is you're trying to find a foundation that is pretty close to your natural skin color. I, however, have like a lot of redness and I'm also pale, and so I tend to kind of meet in the middle. And my foundation, when I put it on, it looks a little bit more yellow, but that's because I have some redness that I'm trying to counteract with my foundation. And so foundation, you're just going to smooth on. And foundation, because it's a color, you can't just put it on, you know, haphazardly like you do moisturizer. You need to be really careful about the way that you put it on. Sometimes I get lazy and then you'll notice that I have like little streaks on my face. Or I haven't blended it very well around like the corners, the areas like my chin and my hairline. And so you can see that I have foundation on. And of course, when you're on stage, you're trying to avoid anything that makes it look like you have, you know, a fake face on, right? I usually do my concealer after foundation. You can do it before if you want to, but I tend to use it after because concealer is like foundation, comes in these little bottles. And it's gonna cover up any tiny little imperfections. So if you have like a little pimple or something like that, then you can place that concealer right on there, and then you can just tap it out. And then that way you have this flawless look, okay? So I'm gonna go through and tap through. And then I also put it on my under eyes. If you have under eye circles, concealer is a great thing to use to clean up those circles. I am just using my fingers because I prefer to use like something warm. I feel like it gets the foundation and everything into my skin. And so go ahead and use your fingers if you would like, or you can use like a sponge, you can use a brush. There's lots of different tools for putting on foundation and concealer, okay? So I haven't put on a really thick concealer, but it's definitely evened out my skin tone and evened out that redness that we were talking about earlier. Next, I tend to do my brows, and you can just kind of brush your brows if you would like to. The reason we do this is because if you've put foundation on, then you might have a little bit of foundation in the brow, and then you also might have kind of crunched up the brow and made the hairs look kind of weird and funny. And so you want them to kind of all go one direction. I like mine to kind of go up and then out. And then if your brows are kind of softer like mine, if you don't have like a strong brow, the brows really do frame the eyes. And so you want a little bit stronger brow, especially on stage. And so you can grab a little brow duo, and this will have like a brown shade and maybe a lighter shade, and then definitely like this whiter shade. This light shade is gonna look really good if you put it right underneath the brow. That just kind of highlights that brow bone, and it makes it stand out a little bit. And then you're gonna take like a little angled brush and brush it in a color that you think matches your brow hair. And then you're just going to put it right where the brow is and where you want it to be. So for me, I'm gonna put it kind of in some of those blank sparse areas near the front. And then I'm also gonna put it in here towards the side. And I'm not gonna go all the way to the end of my brow, but that's because I'm a little older, and so I want my brow to look lifted. You can go all the way to the end of your brow, especially if you're male, you wanna have like a darker, stronger brow. And then there's a trend right now to kind of not have as big of an arch in your brow. And so if you want to, you can kind of paint that out so that it's a little bit straighter. So you can see my natural arch is pretty high, but I can kind of paint it out and make it look more straight. So you're gonna go ahead and do that on the other side. Again, you're trying to go with your hair. So if your eyebrows don't quite match, that's okay. They don't have to be exact twins, right? They just need to be like siblings. They need to look similar, but they really need to go with the hair that's already there on your face. If you don't want to use like a powder brow thing, you can definitely use like eyeliner or a brow pencil. That will work too. I like to use a brow gel. It's just like a clear gel. This is from NYX. It's the brow glue. There's kind of a recent trend to laminate your brows, and so this gives me that look without having to like actually go in and have them laminated. So I just brush that through the brows, and you can see it makes them stand up, and then I just kind of do the little tops over so that it looks done. Okay, so go ahead and do your brows, especially if you're a man. All right, next I want to do my eyeshadow. So when you're doing natural corrective, you want a very subtle look. You want it to kind of just match your skin tone. And so you want to use a palette that has lots of skin tones in it. I usually start with like a smaller brush, and I'll put like something that's a little bit more brown, that's like right around in this inner crease. And this just gives me a little bit of a shadow where it would naturally be on my face. So you can see that I have like a little bit of a hooded eye. Like, I guess it's not super hooded, but I do have like a big, like a large fatty area here. And so I like to let this area kind of look like it's receding. So anything that you put a shadow on is gonna make it look like it's receding a little bit. So I start with this little brush and put this brown in the crease. And again, you want to use something that like looks close to your skin tone and colors. So my coloring, like brown, is gonna work probably best for me, but you might need something a little bit more gray, something a little bit more beige, just depending on what your skin tone is. And then I'm gonna go through and get a big fluffier brush, and then I'm going to just blend it really, really good. So that's what you want. You want to blend it so that nobody can really tell, right, that you have a strong eye color on. And if you blend it out, then it's going to look like you don't really have like a ton of eyeshadow on. It's gonna look a little bit more natural. So go ahead and do your eyeshadow. So I've got my crease in there. And then the other thing that I like to do is put like a lighter color on my lid. It makes my lid stand out a little bit more. And I have like a few little wrinkles on my eyelids, and so that just makes it look a little bit more smooth. Okay, so you've got your eyeshadow on there. Next is eyeliner or guyliner, okay, whatever you want. You can use something that is liquid, or you can use a pencil. If you're just starting out, I would say use a pencil. And again, depending on your coloring, you'll choose, you know, black or a brown or a gray or something like that. Like I said, I tend to use browner colors. I feel like it looks better on my coloring. It looks a little bit more natural. So when you're doing eyeliner, you're going to get it pretty close to your lash line. This is going to be a little uncomfortable, especially for you that have never done eyeliner before. And so the way to start is just like if you were using like a little crayon and you're getting it kind of close to the edge, and you can do just these tiny little brushes, okay? And then that way you can close your eyes and open them a lot, and it's not gonna bother you very much. If you're really good, you can like close one eye and keep the other one open so that you can pay attention to what you're doing. But really, you're just giving a tiny bit of a shadow to the very top of your eye, okay? Some of you can do like winged eyeliner, and you know all about eyeliner, and you can use liquid and you're like really good with it. But if you're just starting, just add a little bit of a shadow, probably at least from the middle of your eye to the outside of your eye. If you want to have a deeper look, you can go all the way to the center and then all the way to the inner eye. And it just adds a little bit of a shadow. Now what eyeliner does is it makes your eyes kind of pop, and it makes them look a little bit darker from way out here. So you can see this eye doesn't have it, this eye does, and it looks like it's a little bit darker, okay? Most of the time you don't really need to do eyeliner on the bottom. Most of the time you can just put mascara on your lashes and it will darken out the bottom enough to make you look like you've got a natural eye look, okay? So go ahead and do your eyeliner. Again, you can do these just tiny little strokes. Either way, whichever way works for you. You can go in or you can go out. And if you mess up, you just take a little Q-tip and you can clean it up and fix it and then start again. Okay. And then once you've got your eyeliner done, you're good. Now, there are some things that you can do to make it look even more natural. So example, if you're doing a film and you want it to look like this person just woke up, then you can actually line your waterline, and that is taking the pencil and putting it right in here on the inside. And then that way you can't really even see the eyeliner on the outside. You can also line your waterline here on the under. So you're taking it and drawing that little bit of pencil right here. Lots of people, see that gives me a really dark look right there. Lots of people will use like a lighter eyeliner pencil on the inside so that it gives you this like pop. If you're doing 70s looks, then you want to have like actually the white on the inside of your rims. And this, you know, you definitely want to have your own eyeliner. You don't want to be sharing if you're putting it like directly into your waterline in your eyes. Okay, when you're doing mascara, especially if you're doing natural corrective, you want it to look as, again, natural as possible, but you want it to be pretty dark. So you want to find the darkest mascara that you can use and like something that's pretty rich. And then I like to curl my eyelashes. It's this little torture device like this. You put your eyelashes inside of it and then you push up and you pull the two things together. And then that will get your eyelashes to kind of point upwards. And it's easier to put your mascara on, and it also gives you the illusion of having a lot more eyelashes because they're like pointed upwards, okay? So if you want to, you can curl your eyelashes. I like pump it a couple of times and let it curve upward, okay? And then my mascara is a two-step mascara. It just makes my eyelashes look a little bit thicker. Again, because I'm older, I don't have very many lashes. Guys, if you have naturally dark eyelashes, you might not have to do mascara. If you're blonde, if you're red-haired, anything like that, you will definitely need to do mascara, because if your eyelashes can't really be seen from, you know, a foot away, then you need to put mascara on, okay? So this is a white that I start with, and I'm just gonna take it from the inside and brush it upwards. From the inside and brush it upwards. This is my base, and it's white so that I can see where it's going and be able to cover it up when I put my regular on. I let that dry just for a second, and then I put my regular mascara on. So you can see this wand, all it is it's a brush that you're gonna just brush upward. And again, this is a place where you're touching close to your eye, and so it can be a little bit scary at first. And so, like I was saying, you can kind of keep it halfway closed and then just take the little tips and push them upwards. And then that way you're gonna see that you have mascara and that dark look. And again, you can see the difference between this eye and this eye. This eye looks a little bit more done. It looks like it's more popping, and you're gonna be able to see it from a distance. So I'm gonna do that to the other eye. And you need to at least do the top lashes. And if you would like to, you can try the lower as well. So for lower, you can go in this way with the bottom of your brush, or you can just hold it kind of close to the eye and bring it down. I've been doing this for a long time, so it doesn't bother me. But again, if it bothers you, you don't have to do the bottoms. Cool? All right. Now we're gonna get to the rest of the face. If you would like to do a contour or some bronzer, now is the time to do that. You can use either a bronzing powder, or you can use like a bronzing stick, and I'll just show you either one. So if you put a bronzing stick, you can kind of like draw a line for your cheekbone, and then you're going to come in with some kind of tool. It can be a sponge, it could be a brush, and then you're going to bring that bronzer and give yourself cheekbones. Okay, so you're going to put it like right in between. If you were to squeeze in, it's going to go into that cheekbone area. It's going to give you like a little bit of a tan, so it's going to make you look like you have a little bit of color in your face. But then it also, because it's darker, it brings it makes that little cheekbone recede, right? So you can see on this side, it doesn't look like I have any shadow here. Here it looks like I have shadow, so it gives me the illusion of more of a cheekbone, okay? And like I said, you could use a powder instead. This one is kind of like an illuminating powder, and powder is a little bit easier to work with. So if you're just starting out, you might want to start with powder because you're not going to like overdo it. But again, bringing it in right underneath that cheekbone and then blending it really, really good so that it doesn't look like it's just like one big brown streak, okay? Some people like to put bronzer or, wow, why can't I think? Bronzing stick. Wow, contour stick, thank you. In other areas, you can put it here on your forehead. Some people even put it around their nose to give their nose an illusion of being a little bit smaller. Some people go full on contour. If you want to do that, you can, but that's not what we're doing today. And then you can put a little bit of a shadow under the jawbone area. This is just going to make you look a little bit more natural, okay? And then the last thing is going to be your lip color. And so you want to find a very natural looking lip color, something, you know, you're not going to choose bright pink unless your lips are like naturally bright pink. For most of you, that's probably going to be like a very rosy kind of something that's going to match your lips. So I start with a lip liner. That's because my lips are a little bit smaller and I like to like outline them a little bit. So there I have a pretty strong bottom lip. I'm gonna do the top one. When you're doing natural corrective, you wanna just follow your own lip line. If you were doing a glam look and you wanted to get rid of this Cupid's bow, you could totally do that. You would just draw the line over the top of it. And give yourself that more cartoony look, but you don't need to do that. So if you've done lip liner, you can do that. If you've just got a regular lip color, that's fine. Like a lipstick, I have a lipstick in here. Something like a lipstick where you're just gonna put it on, almost like a chapstick. And then if you'd like to, you can finish with like some kind of gloss. Again, just putting it on like almost like a chapstick, okay? So there you've got your natural corrective. This side is a little bit dark still. So much contour. Okay. And I've got my natural corrective. I look like I don't have a ton of makeup on, just a little bit, enough that I could be on stage and my eyes would pop and my lips would be seen. And I look like I have fairly decent skin and my brows are, you know, done so that they are looking like they have a little bit of depth and shadow to them. Cool. All right, good luck.